Welcome back to Cooking with Friday on Fridays, episode 28. Today we're going to be making some lasagna with Italian sausage and ground beef. I start by adding some water to the pan for the big pasta noodles. This is our first returning guest chef, Kelly Moe, back in the house. Nice to see her making a return to Friday's kitchen. We will add some chopped onion, green pepper, and diced mushroom to the pan along with the sausage. We'll turn both pans on to high heat. The veg will start to sweat and provide liquid for the sausage to cook down in. In the pot with the pasta, we'll add water until the long noodles are halfway submerged, using only a small amount of oil in the water to boil. This will help the sauce coat the pasta later in the bake. Awesome guest, prepping the fresh tomato and spinach leaves. Once the sausage has mostly browned, we'll add a pound of ground beef to the pan and blend it together well while it cooks. Now to prepare a surprise. My sister had no idea what I was preparing, yet she still followed instructions loyally. Melting some butter along with some garlic, onion, and Italian seasonings. A Pillsbury dough sheet, simple and effective for any baking idea. Unroll the pastry carefully, try not to put a hole in it. Then using a kitchen brush or spatula, spread the seasoned butter over the surface of the dough. Save a small portion to paint the pastry after assembling. Little cheese over top of the butter, then fresh spinach leaves dotted around the face. Roll up the pastry using the wax paper to help make it tight. Once rolled, cut sections off and stand in a parchment-lined baking pan. The dough will expand, so leave a good amount of space between each. If there's extra dough, lay a strip over the top of each upturned pastry. Not quite garlic knots, but close enough. Once the meat and pasta has cooked, it is time to begin building the lasagna proper. When the noodles have all sunk into the bottom of the boiling pot and have softened slightly, remove them from the water and place in an ice bath for 5 to 15 minutes. We'll line the bottom of a baking pan with any choice of marinara sauce. Paint the walls with it if it feels right. The first layer of noodles is important, but don't overdo it. Heat needs to be able to simmer up through it. A thick layer of mozzarella over the pasta. Then fresh spinach tossed about. Chopped green peppers and onions sprinkled in. Then a helping of the blended meat. Next, ricotta splashed around. next layer starts with fresh tomato, green pepper, and onion, more red sauce, and more cheese. Topped over with more of the ground mix, and then ricotta. One more layer, this time we reverse the order, starting with the ricotta over the noodles, then the last of the onion and peppers, lined with spinach, and the last of the meat topped with more sauce and shredded cheese. For the final layer, I drop the last of the ricotta over the pile and lay the last of my noodles, completely covering the lasagna like a pie crust. Spread a little sauce over this, then a final coat of mozzarella to finish it off. The G is so silent. Lasagna. Lasagna. Nope, I don't hear it. Good job. 425 degrees in the oven. Slide the heavy dish on the bottom rack and the light pastry on the top. Half hour later and the garlic buns are ready. I forgot to give them a butter bath, so they got a little dark. Look good though. Then it's time to uncover the lasagna, putting it back in the oven to give the top layer a nice crisp bake. Minutes later and we have our finished product. Let's fix a plate. Big scoop of lasagna. I spread it out and ruined the layering effect, but it still looks better than Chef Boyardee. Some Parmesan cheese, a couple buns, perfect. Big thank you to Kelly Moe for returning to our show. Hope to have her back again for more episodes. Now a quick check on Friday's garden. I built a bird feeder over the 4th of July weekend from scrap wood and found a new home for the baby staghorn. I then reorganized the pineapple stand and moved the tomato into better light. A new onion starting to root. Still waiting on scallions to shoot. The green pepper plant is stretching further every day and looking forward to it flowering. Thanks for watching. You don't have to like the video or even subscribe, and I know you won't comment. All I want you to do is have a little bit better of a day after having watched this little video. Thank you. Bye.